Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is part 2 of today's episode number 7 of Roll20 Presents The Burning Wheel. So, when is this scene, Agatha? Is this late at night? Like, because it was like...
It was nighttime.
It was hours after, I guess, okay, so Alessandra and the king, how did you part that last scene? Where was this? Did you stick around? I can't remember if it got sexy or not.
No, it didn't get sexy. We left. I ran to join the hall. We had a conversation, and then I went back to my rooms, which was the whole intention.
Yeah.
This would be before Sylvain.
Totally. Sylvain is not around yet.
And that was the same night that Agatha fell in the well.
Yeah. Okay. So this is like early hours of the morning. Like it's not dawn yet, but it's not night anymore. You know, like it's probably like 4:35 a.m. Yeah. Like there are servants who are probably awake. As Agatha drags herself up out of the well.
Yeah. So there's like the very, as you were saying, very Ring-esque, like hand over the lip, like she pulls herself up and like slumps onto the ledge.
Yeah.
And yeah, like limps all the way through the castle, all bedraggled and bloodied and
like
gross.
Gross, muddy and like they don't clean the oubliette is all I'm saying. Like it's just it's not a good place.
And she also like briefly passed through the Shadow Realm, so like who knows what's going on?
Who knows what's going on? Filthy.
Also, by the way, if I don't get the freaking mark of like shadow, the spirit mark of shadow in the trait vote, I will kill someone. Like, come on.
Wow. Right. Didn't you already just do that?
Yeah. More something.
No, like
IRL.
In IRL kill someone. Heads will roll, okay?
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, like, like clutching herself, she like drags herself up to your door and there's this like knock.
And I was completely dead asleep. Like it's very late, early morning. So definitely sleeping. Alessandra doesn't have trouble sleeping. But you probably have to like knock again, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, there's like pound on the door.
And then she, gets out of bed, kind of like mumbles for someone else to do it, and then remembers that she's in the castle and not at home. And so she like goes up to the door and she like opens it a little bit and looks frazzled out like, what is hello?
And yeah, Agatha just like pushes through. As soon as the door opens, she just like pushes you with the door out of the way.
Okay.
Gets into the room. I mean, stop me anytime here. Gets into the room and then closes the door behind her.
No, absolutely. She would, back out of your way in surprise and also still kind of sleeping.
Yeah, and she like slumps back against the door.
Agatha? What are you doing here? Are you? And like there's the whole like, are you? Oh God.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of smells.
The familiar whines nervously at your feet, Alessandra.
What? Why did you bring this disgusting stench into my rooms?
Power has its costs. And she just starts like taking off her clothes and piling them by the door, and then she's gonna go sit on your bed.
What? Okay,
so
yeah.
Under her like skirts and stuff, Agatha's less dirty. Bruised and I mean, if you fell, I think the injury would be like a twisted like leg and arm, like you've like and probably like a concussion,
internal problems.
Yeah, not like you have anything broken necessarily. It's just a midi wound, but
she's like scratched up and
sprains.
Bleeding.
She looks like she's fallen down a flight of stairs into a mud pit.
Yeah.
So there's, I don't know if it's like hesitate. She's half asleep and you're just like getting naked in her rooms and you smell disgusting. And so I think that there is definitely this like, what the hell is going on right now before she like, you probably have that time to like do what you're doing because you're so straightforward about it and just getting it done. And then you like sit down on her bed and she's like, no, what are you doing? Like, and she's trying to tell you can't do something, but knowing that she can't really tell you can't do something because you won't listen.
wherever you keep your medicines, bring them here.
I don't think that I keep them in my rooms. They'd probably be at my house, right?
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Like,
Okay. Yeah. Maybe for some odd reason, there's a smaller kit here.
well, you have the tools, and so they can be on. There's no point in being like, let's go to my house.
Okay. Yeah. So I probably, when Agatha says medicines, I take another look at her because I was like, what are you doing? Why are you like, and then I'm like, what happened to you? Like, as she turns to like, to grab whatever she needs.
Do not ask a witch what she does after midnight. Just get the medicine.
You come into my rooms and ask for my help, and then tell me you will not tell me what you need that help for.
If you want my continued support, keep me alive.
Well, certainly I do not wish your death. And she
Or
does
yours.
that long sigh and then like brings it over and it's like, I'm not like that rude, but seriously, what happened?
And Agatha's just like, where I come from, a younger woman, the presence of an elder would not, and like just kind of like muttering to herself about how rude you're being.
Seriously though, you smell like oubliette. What's your deal?
Yeah, this is disgusting. Why are you here?
And I mean, I got it. Let's be clear, like, because we're making jokes about her being smelly and stuff, but like, this is not the stink of someone whose outhouse is tipped over on them. This is like the smell of grave dirt and desperation. This is the smell of murder. This is like the oubliette is a dark and terrible place. Where suffering lives. So your body is not just having a like gross response. There's like you have fear sweat.
Well, should I make a steel test?
No, I don't think it's that, but I'm just saying
Okay.
like this is something that it's not
So
just like
maybe
ooh,
one of
you
the
smell like a
reasons-
beggar.
So one of the reasons I'm not putting up as much of a fuss is because it's scary.
Yes, it's definitely scary.
Would she necessarily like make the connection?
No, I'm saying this is a visceral response, not a mental response.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, Alessandra has never personally. She's not exposed to this. Maybe like the Magus would be like, why do you stink like the dungeons? But
Yeah.
Alessandra doesn't have that context.
Yeah, and so there's that like she approaches you more slowly and is very hesitant and maybe like her like hand shakes a bit before she like stops herself by like grabbing something and being like, no, like what are you doing? Why is my body behaving in this way? Like why am I afraid of some disgusting smells? And yeah, I think that it's probably off-putting and strange enough that she wouldn't be like stick up the butt about helping you.
Okay.
Yeah, and while you're doing it, Agatha like continues to speak. She says, "In time, you'll understand that people such as myself and you must get their hands dirty, Alessandra. There's no floating above all of this. And if you really want the power that you claim to, I can show you how to get it. It will not be clean. It will not be beautiful."
And there's an aspect of like, you know, kind of what's been going on because I've been asking you to poison the queen and you're not dumb, right? But I don't think that Alessandra has ever like out and out said anything because the whole thing before, like you don't just speak treason aloud. But like you're very much mentioning the like there is a path to this that isn't just like seduce people and be nice, and there's a path to this that involves grave dirt and murder.
Hey, you know who doesn't have any points in corruption yet?
And I think that, yeah, Alessandra, she's like slowly tending to you and she shakes her head a bit and she says, certainly your way is not the only way. If it were, then, well, you would be in power, wouldn't you?
I am not here chasing power over the kingdom. I am here securing something very different.
What else is there to chase but power over people? Isn't that what we all want?
And she smiles with her like sharp canines. More than just people in this world.
But in the end, isn't it just... And she does this whole like, well, whatever you're doing, like you're manipulating people with it, right? So in her mind, like, I think that Alessandra, I don't know. I want to say that she doesn't
get the whole magic thing, basically.
No, I think she does, but a little bit, at least, not entirely, obviously, because she's not involved in any of it. She's just like, you can do things, you can manipulate things, but it's whatever you're using, whatever tools that you have, you're still manipulating.
It's all about people, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Silly girl. My business is with the shadows and the stones, the rivers, the mountain itself.
And what can shadows and stones and rivers do for you that people do not have a hand in? It is power over people. It is manipulating minds that will get you what you want. Not making stones do the work for you.
Do you think people caused this winter, Alessandra?
Surely at the root of it, I mean, it is winter.
Not a natural one. Silly girl. Look. Someone turned a key, but they did not open the door. They did not.
People do not make weather happen. And then there's that like hesitation of like, do they?
Or do they?
Right. Yeah, and I think Agatha just doesn't say anything to it. Just lets that hang. Now, if you are willing to help me in my pursuit, I can offer you the guidance that you so obviously need in yours. And if you are not ready to take that step, then we are done. I don't want to waste my time and resources on someone who isn't going anywhere.
And there's that whole like, you just spat at her pride with that last bit, right? Someone who's not going anywhere.
You're a dead end, baby.
And there's whatever way she's tending you, there's like a jerky, like I'm trying to hurt you a little bit.
Right. Yeah. You pull a bandage too hard.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah, I mean, what I want to ask of you as players is like, what do your characters want to get out of this situation, right? Like, Alessandra, you have Agatha at a temporary disadvantage here. Mechanically, Agatha is weakened, so if you want to press your advantage, now's the time. But I'm not totally sure what you want.
Yeah, I think that she doesn't see herself like mechanically. She may be at an advantage, but this woman just barged into her rooms in the middle of the night and said, "Help me."
She's aware. I think Alessandra knows.
I'm asking for help.
Agatha's
right?
pretty fucked up and weak. Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing, right? We've discussed this before. In fact, I even saw YouTube comments about the same thing. Sometimes you're a bit too nice for the character you're playing, Luge.
Yeah, I know.
Probably see this is like a better opportunity than you do.
Yeah, so maybe there's a part of Alessandra, like Agatha has been helping in a very passive way where she just agreed to alter the herbs that she gives to the queen every so often, and that's just what that is. But I guess Alessandra said, like, when you say, like, if you're going nowhere, she probably remembers the conversation that she had earlier and the way that she felt that the power was taken from her hands and given to the king. And she probably, like, there's this, like, and remembering, like, how Reza is, like, gone somewhere and how, like, Tabitha looked at her, like, across the hallway, and how, like, Joy talked back to her as though, like, nothing was going to come of it. And
Oh, yay. Is there something going to come of it?
well, no, it's just like a feeling of like I've been trying to do all this manipulating, and up to this point, it's got me to here, but it's definitely not. It's definitely like taking some of the power out of her hands where she wants it in her hands, and I think that what she wants from this situation is to gain Agatha as an ally in a more active way. She wants the plans that she has. She knows that Agatha can help with in a way that is more than just like putting things at a standstill, right?
Right. So if Agatha is like, but magic though, Alessandra's
Yeah.
like, cool, use some, do something for me.
Do
then.
some shit for me then. Prove it to me that you can use these powers of shadow and stone and mountain and river to push me forward on a trajectory that
Okay, well,
my
let's
files have not yet.
let's go there. Let's go there in character. Let's get some of that.
Okay. Yeah, so you said something about like me not going anywhere.
Yeah. And that I would not continue to put my resources in a place where they're going to waste.
Okay, so Alessandra like wraps a bandage a little bit too tightly and says, "Your resources, your many rocks and mountains and shadows and rivers. These resources you have spoken of, but I have not seen them used to help me. If you wish for me to help you, then you must do the same. If we are to be allies in this ascent, then perhaps you can be more active than you have been. I will gladly hear these things that you have to say to me. I will help you as I am helping you now, but you must do the same. And you must not speak aloud of your treasonous thoughts as you did that day to Joy and myself. That is a ticket straight to the gallows."
Your ways flawed. The more direct approach, which I spoke of, is what needs to happen. Now is the time when there is instability, when people can be moved from their normal places. And if we hesitate now and focus on playing the old games, it will not get us anywhere. So now is the time to make decisive moves, and I can help you do those as long as you do it my way.
I'm hearing the opening arguments to a duel of wits forming.
But
here. I feel like we need to let the game do its job.
But I think we're on the same track. I don't think that we're disagreeing that
It's not
much.
that you're disagreeing, it's that you're both saying like slightly different things about how to do this, because this is the impasse, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is the impasse between Agatha and Alessandra. Alessandra wants Agatha to help her do things the old way, right? Like this is how I want things to be. I'm going to continue to manipulate the current situation. Agatha is saying your ambition is good, but like you got to throw off some of these like marry the king, rule the country from the shadows like horse shit. Is that Are
you going that far, Andrew?
Oh, hell yeah. Well, we just got to like tear this shit down. Now is the time for patriarchy to just fucking dissolve into nothing because their god is dead and all that shit.
It's true. It's very true. All right. Well, let's see. Before we make any of these healing rolls, let's go ahead and let's do this duel.
Great. Excellent. Awesome. I'm hyped.
This is when you might actually win. So let me get to the section and we'll duel it up. So in this case, yeah, keep in mind, Agatha, that all your stuff is
at a penalty.
Pretty reduced.
It's fine.
How do
I'm just gonna pull the "do not take me for some conjurer of cheap tricks" maneuver, and we're gonna be all good.
All right. So statement of purpose. You're stating your case. So,
okay,
Alessandra,
I want Agatha to use her many powers to advance my personal objectives.
Yeah. So if Alessandra wins, Agatha will use her magic to what is your goal? What do you want here? To put Alessandra on the throne, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
She sees that as the ultimate power.
Right, of course. Yeah. Okay. And Agatha, if you win.
And so, to be clear, we are deciding the direction this conspiracy goes.
Yes.
but
Yes,
this
we're
is-
conspirating. We're conspirators.
It is also totally fine for either of us to just be like, cool, I'm just going to not do it
Yeah.
once we get there, right? It's like, cool, if the conspiracy is to go ahead, this is the way in which it will.
Yes.
But then either of us have the option, if we lose this, to just be like, cool, but that's a hard line for me.
Isn't that like an always an option in Duel of Wits to just be like, no, I'm done with you?
Well, I mean, before we set up the thing, and then walking away is the next option. So if Agatha wins, what do you get if you win, Agatha?
I'll get this loud truck to pass my
I'm
house.
afraid that Alessandra does not have the power to control loud trucks in another universe.
I do not know what a loud truck is. Syntax error.
Exactly.
So what happens if Agatha wins is that Alessandra sees that she is like worthy of direct leadership and having the reins of power in her own hands, and starts we like change the game to be about that, right?
Okay.
Like this political game becomes about you consolidating direct, overt power,
And not just marrying a man.
and not just marrying some guy so
Got
you can
it.
try to like use his Johnson as a joystick to control his actions. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
Understood.
So Agatha, if you win, Alessandra will play the game by your rules. It'll be like, look, it's not about you. This is a significant Duel of Wits. This is a meaningful one.
This is Agatha's
This
argument
is the
basically
biggest Duel of Wits we've had. Like,
think it might be.
at all.
this is stop being season 1 Cersei and start being season 4 Cersei or whatever, right? Like just
All right.
just fucking be the queen.
Look, just do the thing, kill the people. It's just fine.
Okay. So what is body of argument?
Hang on a second. But Alessandra's body of argument, and then Agatha's body of argument, and then we got to talk about. So are these things like that you're willing to? Alessandra, do you have Agatha thrown out, or are you willing to engage with this duel?
I'm willing to engage.
Okay.
We're in a private space. Joy, the secret whisperer, isn't here. You know.
Joy the snitch.
Says you,
So
but maybe I am.
Can we just take a moment? Alessandra doesn't know this. Can we take a moment to remind everybody that at some point Joy placed a coin?
This is not Agatha's.
In
No,
Alessandra's.
this
Oh,
is-
it was in
No,
Agatha's. That's
Agatha's.
right.
in Agatha's.
Ooh,
You're lucky.
No,
You're so
no,
lucky.
I had already
I
thought of
I
that.
actually already considered that.
Yeah. I forgot that it was Agatha that she was placing it. You're lucky. So we see a coin sitting lonely somewhere, wishing for secrets. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
it's like
You're lucky.
the king's head with a hand to his ear
Yeah.
on the coin.
All right. So neither of you wants to walk away. The body of argument is a test to your skill. I think that in this case, it's reasonable to say that this is a big deal. Do we agree? Important and deserving of lengthier discussion
I think that's what we just said.
as a group. I think we agree. Okay.
Sounds like
So
it.
rather than rolling, you add your will exponent to the skill exponent. So you choose your body of argument skill, and then instead of rolling it, you just add them together. So coarse
Alright.
persuasion, interrogation, oratory persuasion, poisonous platitudes, rhetoric, or stentorious debate.
I am using persuasion.
Okay, Alessandra, what's your persuasion plus your will?
My persuasion plus my will is 11.
Okay. And Agatha?
My persuasion is 3 and my will is 6.
Right, reduced by 2. So,
Yes, I'm at a -2 penalty.
Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. Does anybody have any traits that affect the duel before we start?
I mean, just rapier wit, but it has to be in the roleplay.
Yeah, Adam, I misunderstood.
Okay.
I lose 1 die to my body of argument roll.
All right.
What?
Well, Agatha is hard to understand. Agatha is confusing. Agatha has
Well, and it's-
strange ideas.
Misunderstood is very specific, but I think this is actually a time when it matters. Yeah,
I
so
believe that it does.
let me just go read the thing because it's relevant. Wherever the fuck it is. Blah, blah, blah. Here we go. I'm in the right area. have the page ref, but I just ignored it. Okay, so I have a 1 die infamous reputation, and I suffer -1 to my body of argument whenever I'm trying to explain my nature, position, meaning, or special insight.
Oh yeah, that's definitely.
It's totally in this case. Like,
So
it's listen to
absolutely-
me.
Yeah.
I'm a
It's like, I know shit, I'm a witch. And you're like, yeah,
you're
you
a
know,
witch.
wrong,
Yeah,
weird
you're-
ideas.
Yeah,
You're a witch.
You're a witch. It's weird.
bad.
You're weird.
All right, my friends. Let us from the deck choose our actions and lay them forth.
Okay.
My immediate reaction now to
I'm gonna
the
let
setup
y'all
of it.
figure this out and talk amongst yourselves. I just need to pop out my doorbell ring. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Bing bong.
Mm.
My immediate reaction to the setup of a Duel of Wits now is to golf commentary.
Please
And
don't.
it's like the first thing that pops into my head.
I want to as well, because I'm not in it this time, but we're not allowed. Very sad.
We've been
don't
banned.
know what to do with myself?
Win.
Yeah, I guess so.
Or alternately lose, and it's just as good. This is one of those Duel of Wits where like either result is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, but it's hard to lose when you got so much body of argument. I'm just too good at everything.
It's true.
I'm just farming this for Arthur. Also, I have a belief where if you don't embrace your worth, you're dead to me. So
Yeah.
What
is
is
such a good one.
embracing my worth, though?
Yeah, actually, that's a good point, Chet. I am the only person to have not done a Duel of Wits so now at this point.
Which is good for you, right?
Yeah.
Considering.
Come to me. I'm going to give a sermon later, and I'm going to convert you to the church, and we'll have a Duel of Wits. It'll be fantastic.
I mean, the only thing I can wits duel is ugly truth.
Where are we putting this?
Nice.
Putting what? Oh yeah, there you go. Alessandra, yeah, you can be on the top, and Agatha, you can be on the bottom. We'll set them out over here.
I started at the bottom. Now I'm here.
No, you're here. Yeah.
Coke or Pepsi? Coke. I'm just filling space while the cards go down.
There we go. All right.
Oh,
Also, Adam,
Yes.
how do we feel about the interaction of the win penalty with exponents and the way that we did the body of argument setup?
I reduced it by 2 rather than 4 because it reduces your will.
Yeah, because it reduces my will specifically,
Yeah, you add the will,
and then also gives me a -2 if I were rolling, which I didn't do.
right? Yeah, I reduced it because it was 7. It was the wound penalty. You lost 3 total, right?
Yes, 2 from the wound,
2
and
from
then
the wound and
being
1 from
misunderstood.
one from
Yeah, I just want to make sure that we're being, because there were some questions in chat. I just want to be like, this is why we
that's why we did it
this
that way. Yeah.
Yeah, this is what's up. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Great.
There is some room to make a case for you losing 4 because you're adding will exponent to skill exponent, and your skill exponent is reduced by 2. But that's overkill, I think.
I don't know if that's actually true.
And I
also.
don't
My
think the skill exponent
isn't reduced. I just am at -2.
Yeah,
from
but
the
your
win
will
penalty.
exponent.
My
is
will
reduced.
exponent is actually reduced.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, your skills,
I feel
right, your
confident
skills
that we're
don't
doing it
drop,
correctly.
but the stats
Yeah.
do. Okay, that's fine.
So what you're saying is, as soon as this Duel of Wits is over, I also cast spells on her now. Like this is
I mean, you don't know she's injured, and as soon as this
Yeah.
is over, Alessandra is going to
Heal
ostensibly heal her,
them.
unless she's rude during the situation. in
unless
which
she's
case,
really mean.
Alessandra might be like, "Get out."
Get the fuck out of my realm.
Yeah.
Why would I be rude? I'm just going to tell her the truth.
Always speak truth to power.
Alessandra doesn't have that much power right now, but we'll see.
I don't know.
I'm so curious about how this duel goes. Like, I'm
Me
so
too.
excited
Like
to see where it
I'm
goes.
really into this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready. Sorry, I'm
That's okay.
Once,
delayed a little bit.
I don't think I want to do this one. Let me. Sorry, I just wanted to change
That's
it.
okay. I like the idea. I like the idea of like if Agatha manages to win this, being like, we need to leave the city for a bit. I need to introduce you to some of my friends.
We're going to go hang out with my friends. We're going to have a little makeover session.
We're going to a cool witch party.
Yeah. We're bringing the whole coven out. You know?
That's right.
Cool witch party. Sounds like my kind of scene.
Coolwitchparty.org.
Sorry, I don't want.
To lose.
Yeah.
Fair.
Well, that's why you just gotta seduce me. It's your surefire way to victory.
Oh, fine. I'll just do this one. I don't even know. Okay.
All
Okay.
right. Are you ready
Doing
to
it.
flip the first card?
Yes.
All right.
I am ready.
Do
So
it.
ready that I will do it.
There you go. All right. So this is just straight up making a point.
Hmm.
I will. What is there? How do we differ? It's the older character makes the point first, right?
That would be Agatha.
I think that's the rule for deciding for role play.
Is there a rule?
I think that there is.
That's funny. That's very funny. I like
On
that.
point versus point. All right. So I mean, you're just sitting here talking. So why don't you start us off, Agatha? What is the point that you make?
Hit us up.
Alessandra, these men that you are trying to manipulate were born into power and have done very little to prove themselves worthy of it since. You, on the other hand, have had to work and fight for it. And in my mind, that makes you more worthy of it, more deserving.
That's a good point. All right.
Mhm.
So that is my point. I
that
am
is your
rolling persuade.
Yeah, you are. It's a straightforward, simple point. Take the one die for role playing.
Great. Do I have any good forks here? Ooh, I don't know. Maybe ugly truth because I'm dissing some fools.
I mean, you're being pretty complimentary. In fact, I don't know that there's an ugliness there.
I mean, I think he was.
Could it be
ugly
etiquette then?
The guys.
Am I being polite and nice?
If you had soothing platitudes, maybe.
Fair point. Okay, and it doesn't have to do with the apocalypse yet, but we'll get there. So I'll just roll my 4 dice.
Okay.
And I will lose 2 dice. So good luck to me. I get a success.
All right, that's something. Okay. All right.
Take
Alessandra.
that, Alessandra, and your body of argument. Get wrecked.
All right, Alessandra.
Compromise.
So yeah, she says they have power that they didn't earn. You have power you worked for. And then what do you say?
God, the way I want to treat it, the way I want to have this argument is like a rebuttal, but I made a point.
Yeah.
So
your point can't have anything to do with her point. You just say a thing. You're both waiting for a turn to talk.
Yeah. I think Alessandra says, the way it has been, the way it is always. Nope, that's a rebuttal.
I mean, just think about what Alessandra. What's your point? Like, why should Agatha do it this way? You're a noble. She's nothing. Like, you already have power. It was given to you by the structure. Why would you abandon that? There's lots of things, but don't rebut the point that she made.
Yeah. I just want to.
Well, you can't.
But yeah. I don't like dual wits.
Well, I mean, okay. What you want is Agatha will use her magic to put you on the throne. Why? Why should she do that? It doesn't have to be complex. Just like Agatha's point was just very simple.
Yeah, Agatha's point was too simple, and I want to just role play off of that and ignore the fucking cards, but I can't.
Nope.
They're there. I hate duel of wits. I don't like them
Why?
because it's telling me how to do what I want to do.
But it's not telling you anything. You chose. You're telling it what you wanted to do. You picked point.
Yeah, what
So-
I wanted to do before the situation changed because of what Andrew said in character. Like it's putting me into a space when I won't. I don't know.
This is the thing where 2 people just talk at each other and don't actually.
Yeah.
You're not
listen.
actually listening. You're just trying to get her to shut up and agree with you.
I mean, I know all of that. I know what you're saying. I just I have a hard time completely ignoring what Andrew said and just going off on some different direction. I guess I should have put rebuttal as my first point, but
It doesn't even have to be a different direction, but it just be your same direction.
well, what I
Right,
want
you
to
know.
say is the way that things have been done is the way that things have been done. And it has worked up to this point. Working inside the system is like the best way to ensure that we don't both get our heads chopped off.
That's a point.
That's a point.
Right
That's
there.
a point right there.
Yeah.
You just
But
made a point.
you said I couldn't like refer to.
No, you can refer to
Agatha's
the
argument.
point is you're not rebutting it. You're not supposed to say that's wrong, this is why, and then this. You're just saying this is my point. You're both arguing about the same thing. But yeah, you just did it. You did the thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. So it's like trying to go up against the system's going to get us killed. We have to work within it because this is how it's done.
Yeah, it's dangerous to fuck with
You
that
can,
shit.
yeah, you can reference it without rebutting it. Rebutting it, part of the defense is like reducing the validity of the argument, not just commenting on it.
It's the difference between this picture is red. No, it is not red. It is blue. And this picture is red. It is blue. Right? Subtle difference, but there's no rebuttal. You're not saying it's not red. You're just saying this is true. Okay, so you're using persuasion, right? Because it's in your best interest to like chill the fuck out and not get all. We don't have to don't throw the baby out with the bathwater here. So you have your persuasion. Are you forking anything?
I think court-wise, the way it has been done was referred to.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably fine.
Okay.
Persuasion and court-wise. Hey, roll.
Okay, you got 3. One of those is a 6.
No, it's
Oh, you've only got 1 fate. Okay, yeah, hang on to that. All right. Okay, all right. So Agatha, you're down to 3. What's the second volley? There you go. All right, so Agatha can make another point. Not the same point, but another one. And then this time, Alessandra, you can rebut it.
yeah.
Agatha, your point.
And what you don't understand and what I am trying to tell you is that all of this is beneath you. This scraping about, skulking in shadows is not needed. Those who are deserving of power must take it. That is the way of the world. That is what these men did a long time ago with their dead god, and that is what we must undo now.
Nice. I agree so much with Agatha. Like, I'm just like, yes, awesome. Fucking take the crown soaked in blood. Do it. Murder the king.
Alternately, I totally agree with Alessandra where it's like, no, work within the system, make the system better.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you're insane. All you're going to do, the only crown you're going to get to wear is a memorial.
It's the crown of your own scalped head.
That's right. I love
Yeah.
it. It's great. I mean, I think that Alessandra's argument is the smart one, but Agatha's argument is the like, come on, we can do like the revolutionary one. I love it. It's great. All right. So Agatha says, makes this point, and then we'll figure out how many dice Agatha has. Then you can rebut Alessandra, split your pool, and then figure it out.
Yeah.
So Agatha, you're persuading.
Yes, I'm definitely rolling Persuade. I'm forking in Apocalypse Wise. Because I'm talking about how fucking God died and shit.
Mm-hmm. This is Apocalypse in the revelatory sense, in the like...
Yeah, like a great changing and revelation.
Yeah, totally.
Right? Yeah.
Yep.
And maybe now Ugly Truth.
What's the ugly truth here?
That like generations of men have oppressed women in the setting, right? That they have like taken
right.
power,
The only way you're gonna get power is by seizing it.
just like they did, right? In this brutal, awful way, we must like reverse our oppression.
Like I agree from an external perspective, but I don't know that that's inherently like revolutions just end with people getting beheaded. And thrown in fires. Like, I don't think there's ever been like, is there a successful like? I don't know that this is the truth. That that's her only way. That's sort of what we're arguing about.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
Yeah, you're foregoing the debate to say like it's given.
Okay, well,
right.
so the thing that is true though is to just continue to lobby for my own benefit as we must. Is that the oppression exists, which is the main factor, right? That's the main thing that my point hinges on
Yeah.
is this idea of like these people have institutionalized the usurping of your fair access to power, and now that their god is dead, we can take it back.
Alessandra, do you feel, this is going to be a big question, do you feel like the men in your life have oppressed you? Is that an ugly truth?
I mean, the whole fucking campaign,
Yes.
she's been fighting against men telling her what to do.
Sure, yes. So that you can have that die. It is an ugly truth for Alessandra.
Thank you.
All right, so
Thank
persuasion
you.
and,
It's wonderful.
Persuasion and 2 dice
And
and,
two
then
forks.
one for the RP.
Okay, great.
Don't roll it yet. What's your total pool?
My total pool will be 6 minus 2.
Okay, so 4 dice. Okay, so Alessandra, rebut that point that the only way to get out from under this oppression is revolution.
Okay, so you say like the only way to do this is to go all in, and as a rebuttal, okay. You are too blunt, Agatha. I've said it before and I will say it again. Your treasonous thoughts are going to cost you more than they will ever give to you. The way that you wish to go about this, you have lived a long time with these thoughts in your head. I'm surprised that you have not already felt the cost of them. We must be more subtle than this. Whatever power was granted to these men by God can be undermined by woman. It does not need to be ripped apart at the seams.
Okay. So it sounds like the rebuttal here is like you're going too ham. Stop being so extra.
Yeah.
We can play this subtle, and I can get the power you're talking about without risking getting my head cut off.
Yeah, I don't want to die.
Right, because there's Agatha is talking about treason. Alessandra would be very hard to try her in any court of law for the kind of power play she's about.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So before Agatha rolls, what's your pool? So you're using persuasion as well. And then what are you forking?
Persuasion and I mean, I don't think that inconspicuous can be used in this way.
No.
I'm not trying to extort. Definitely not being soothing. Manipulation wise?
Yeah.
The ways
you're
in which
saying
you
that it's not
manipulate
about
yourself.
magic, it's about manipulation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so just persuasion plus
what's-
1. So
yeah,
that'd
what's
be,
your persuasion?
It's 5, so 6.
Okay. Plus 1 for the roleplay.
7.
Okay. So Agatha has four dice to roll against you. You have 7 dice. You got to split them at least 1 and 6. How much do you want to defend with?
I'm gonna go 2 and 5. 2 defense, 5 attack.
All right. 2 and 5. Okay. So Agatha, roll first. 2 successes and a 6. You want to roll that 6?
Nah.
No, you're gonna keep the fate point. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Alessandra.
So 2d6 for the defense. 1 success.
1 success.
So
Yep.
you only get 1 against me.
Okay.
And then 5 for the. So that's 3 successes against your body of argument.
And that's it. The argument is over.
Yep.
Oh, I love that this is like you win the argument and you've rebuked Agatha. Agatha's gonna give up on you probably at this point. But what's great is you still win, so Agatha has to use her magic to put you on the throne.
So what is winning? Because I don't. This isn't the. This is the only time that I haven't had a major compromise.
Okay.
This is the only time it doesn't suck.
So I'm
to
just,
promote
I'm just
this is
curious.
big.
I'm curious about this last one. Okay, a dismiss and an obfuscate. Okay, so winning the Duel of Wits. If you reduce your opponent to 0 while maintaining your body armor means you win. The terms set forth must now be abided by and acted on by all parties. The winning characters won the test, and the intent is made manifest.
I mean, my body of argument was reduced by a few points.
Compromise, a minor compromise. You owe your interlocutor a minor compromise. Grant a small concession regarding your goal, or agree to an additional minor condition you put forth. So the situations here, the suggestions are: you petition the emperor to grant you his sister's hand in marriage. You win, but owe him a minor compromise. He asks only that you remain loyal to him. A small thing for the emperor to ask. No.
Okay.
So like basically, Agatha is saying, fine, we'll do it your way, but here's a little thing that I need you to like do for me. Do you have thoughts, Agatha?
I mean, so in terms of like conditions that we could put forward, there could be one about her rule and how that would go. Once
you are the queen.
Like, once you're on the throne, if you behave this way, great. If you don't, I will tear the castle down. So that's certainly an option to have like.
You could also
condition.
You could also I mean, you could suggest like you have to do this once you're on the throne. It could be like, I'll put you on the throne, but we have to get rid of the king once you're there, so that you're the only one on the throne. Like there's little things promised for the future. Definitely are valid. Like,
and then the other thing would be some compromise between me using my magic to put her on the throne and her at taking on one of my rules of the game, basically.
Rules of the game.
Right? Because my side of the argument, is that we would play the game by my rules.
I think what's happening here, what the argument was basically like, if we do it your way, we're both going to die and neither of us will accomplish anything. That's basically what the argument was. And you are, by losing your body of argument, conceding that is the case. I don't think that Alessandra is necessarily against like you talking to her about the way you think more, but not acting in that way, right? So maybe
it's established the hierarchy here, right? Like Alessandra is the one who gets to be on the throne and make the rules. Basically, you're just saying like, fine, you're advising the king, but you're also secretly trying to. You're my advisor now. You're going to use your magic and do that to put me on the throne.
I think it's that you have.
I have a proposal.
You have.
Okay.
You have my ear, right?
I have a proposal for you, and this is very much like at a player level proposal.
Sure.
Okay.
Which is, Agatha will help put Alessandra on the throne
with magic,
but with her magic.
Yeah.
Yes.
However, she will also, in equal measure, support the queen's bid to retain her power and let the two of you hash it out.
I don't think that. I mean, that's not a part of this, right? So if you're doing that, it's not a compromise with Alessandra.
Well, this is because we can negotiate these on this like player level of like, how does the story go forward? So it's like,
I mean, you have every right to do that.
Agatha makes a show of loyalty and pledges her assistance, but will also do some other shit behind your back. Is basically my agreement that I'm offering.
Right. So this is a thing that Andrew is offering Blue Jay as a player. The two of you.
Yeah. Do you think this would be interesting to have this story go in this direction?
It's interesting, but I don't see that as a argument compromise. Like I don't.
So let me try to rephrase it
because you have agency to do that.
Let me try to rephrase it. So Agatha will use her magic to put Alessandra on the throne, but will not be a loyal servant.
I will not be your patsy. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's like I'll do it, but I'm gonna keep doing my other shit. I'm not gonna be loyal to you. I may be working against you in other ways, but I'll definitely use my magic to put you on the throne.
I don't know. Like that's a problem that she's had with Joy before, where she was like, if you're not going to guarantee me that you're going to be my creature.
Well, the argument wasn't about loyalty, right? That could be another Duel of Wits. When you catch Agatha working against you, be like, oh no, this was an exclusive deal.
That's fine. Yeah. No, I just don't see how that has anything to do with this argument in particular. It's fine. We can move on. I think
It's-
that it's like what.
No, it's
what you
hugely
wanted
it's
to-
hugely important for this to
But-
make sense and to be good. Like this
Okay,
is
so
very, very
here's
important.
But the fact
here's
is
my reasoning.
that Agatha, like there, you're right. There was no discussion of loyalty in my my proposal. I didn't tell you that you had to be loyal to me. So you saying my concession is that I'm not going to be loyal. I'm saying that had nothing to do with the
So
argument.
that's not even that doesn't even cost me
It's not.
anything.
So it's not. It's
Right.
not really on the table. Yeah.
yeah, that
Yeah.
wasn't a part of the discussion.
So what feels Blue Jay? What feels to you more like an appropriate concession?
I think the appropriate concession is that you will use your magic to put me on the throne, and I will agree to listen to what you have to say, even if I'm not necessarily going to act on it. Like you say a bunch of shit, you talk a bunch of shit, and I'm not going to shut you down entirely. Right? Like that's my minor compromise is that like you're going to do it my way,
Right.
but I'll still listen to what you have
So
to
it's
say.
it's not go away and do this and shut up about it. It's we're gonna work together on this, but I'm in charge.
Yes. My compromise
does that
is
sound-
like you got all these rules that you want me to play by. We're going to play by my rules, but I'm not going to shut yours down entirely.
Okay, I'm down with that.
Yeah. Basically, it's like all of these things you say are very, very seductive, but following them blindly will get us murdered. We will, for now, do this in a more subtle way, but
Okay.
talk to me again when I have ultimate power.
Right. Okay. Good.
Yeah, and so I think like if this like conversation continues,
Well, so
even though the argument is done, or does it just end here?
well, so when you lose, you have to make a
I'm-
steel test.
I'm stunned by my loss.
The character has lost a duel of wits. And so there may be a silence where all it is where Alessandra is just like, this is how it's going to go. I'm working on you. Shush.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so make a steel test. Your argument was reduced to exactly 0.
So I have no penalty to it,
yeah,
right? I
it's
just
just
make a skill
against your
test against
regular.
my hesitation,
Yeah, against your regular hesitation.
which my hesitation is 4, so I'll put that in as my ob.
Sounds good. I don't think you
Okay.
hesitate.
That was a lot of 6s.
Nice.
I do not hesitate.
All right. So it just seamlessly, like, this is what becomes agreed upon. And then, I don't know, are there parting words? Like you've
I have
stopped
to
arguing.
kill her.
Yeah, so let's see how the healing roll goes.
Okay, so let's see
And
that.
then-
Yeah. So let me find the recovery bit again, and we'll see. Because, yeah, you're gonna be injured for a while either way. Let me see here.
So if I recall correctly, this just gives me
Gives you bonus, yeah.
bonus
You
to
have
my
to get-
recovery roll.
You
that I
have to get
make
treated
bonus.
successfully before you're allowed to recover. So if Alessandra fails, you need to find someone else to take care of you.
Yeah, or I do the thing where I take a permanent
Yeah.
dock to my fort or health. I can't remember
Just
which.
limp
and
away.
then, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So treatment. This is an Ob 4 apothecary test for Alessandra.
Mm-hmm.
You can Agatha. You can offer help if you have an appropriate skill.
You should help.
Well, and you should take your time to get an extra.
I
die.
can definitely, because we're like alone and it's the middle of the night.
This isn't like.
I'm gonna say
super...
so if you take the time, we're just because this is a product of taking your time. If you take the time and you fail, the wound will get worse. I'm gonna say you bleed
Yep.
out to the next level of wound,
Totally.
and then we got to deal with that.
with me being unconscious, but
In my
it,
room.
it massively helps our chance of success if we do
Yes.
that. So
So
Okay.
acting carefully. What does it do? Gives you an extra die.
I believe it is at least one
Yeah, where are the rules for this? I haven't.
I think my
in the
handout.
front of the book.
Let's see my procedures handout. Bonus dice from working carefully. 1 extra die. The GM adds a time-related consequence in case of failure. Yep. If you have a relevant ability, you can help Agatha. So really, any of the healing abilities or something like it.
Yeah, the one I have that might be helpful is alchemy.
Do you have herbalism?
I do not have herbal.
I think alchemy is fine. You're just helping her pick the right poultices and stuff. But what's your alchemy at? Is it higher than 3 dice?
Oh yeah, everything I have is 3 dice or higher.
Okay, all right. So Alessandra, you get you're gonna roll apothecary with 1 extra die from help, 1 extra die for working carefully. Do you have any of your own forks?
I looked at field dressing. I didn't look at apothecary. Apothecary.
okay.
I looked at the wrong one. Let me just make sure that I know what I can or can't fork. Spelling. The only fork it mentions is herbalism.
Okay.
And I don't think I have any wises that.
No, I think this is sort of a standalone skill for you.
Yeah. So can I? So apothecary is at 3, and that's a perception-based stat. So let me just.
So you've got two additional dice.
Okay.
Ob is 4.
Well, let's see if I can do anything for you. Nope. And I can't.
No 6s. All right. So
Sorry.
there's some internal bleeding. The bruising is really bad. And I think partway through your attempt, like Agatha, you
I just pass out if my wound gets worse.
you buckle over with like intense abdominal pain, cough up some blood, and then pass out in Alessandra's room. So your wound goes from midi to severe.
Severe, yeah.
And
which sets my wound dice at 3, which knocks me out.
Yeah, and so she passes out. Alessandra, she's bleeding internally.
Fuck. So I think that my thing would be like, I need to find somebody that can help and explain why Agatha came to me.
I mean, you could lie. You could just say I found her in the hall.
Yeah, but
sure. Okay. Well, we'll deal with that. We'll deal with that later. So you have this big argument. You win, and you're like, and then she passes out.
Yeah. Evidently, talking was a bad idea.
Well, you won. So the problem is, if she dies, your new toy vanishes out the window. So it behooves you to take care of Agatha.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that later. We have a Miro and a Joy to catch up with. Let's grab a break here, and when we get back, we'll spend the next section of the game getting caught up with those two, with our misfits.
Okay.
I can't wait until Joy pisses off the Magus. I hope that's just right where we start.
I'm about to do it right now. Yeah.
Oh, excellent. All right, stick around, everybody. We will be right back with lots more Burning Wheel.